Hi, and welcome to my channel. I am gothamxsirenz, I believe. I keep changing my name, so I have no idea. And today we're going to be going over Cruel Summer, but specifically Jeanette Turner. So before I start this video, I gotta warn you, spoilers. So please leave if you don't want to be spoiled. And if you do want to be spoiled, then please stay. And if you already watched it, please stay. Alright, so now that we covered that, I want to get into what I'm talking about today. Today I'm talking about the one and only Jeanette Turner. I saw that there was no analysis on her, so I decided why not make an analysis. So basically I have my notes right here, and I'm going to be going over it, the summary of the story, or the show in this case, her personality between all the years, and her relationships, and also her growth, how she grows and how she develops as a character. So to start off, the story summary, basically, the story is told over 3 summers about what happened to Kate Wallace, and who do you believe, Jeanette Turner or Kate Wallace? And just who's telling the truth. So I personally, before I really begin, I personally was rooting for Jeanette. I liked Kate. Kate's one of my favorite characters in this show. But I honestly was just something's kind of fishy here. But then, spoilers, by the way. Again, spoilers, if you didn't hear me say it 50 million times already. Spoilers. But then, at the end, changed my whole mind on Jeanette Turner. When she went to that room and heard Kate Wallace and didn't rescue her and smiled. What a little sociopath. But I'm not going to go over her sociopathic tendencies in this. I'm just going to be going over what I saw on my initial viewing, and then I rewatched the first episode part of it. That helps a lot with me getting information for 1993. So without further ado, let's begin. So to start off, we're going to go through her personality, starting with 1993. In 1993, Jeanette was an awkward girl. Very awkward. It made me uncomfortable how awkward she was, and made me kind of ooh. But, yeah, she was just an awkward 15-year-old girl who wants to grow and develop and become, she wants to flourish. Reminds me of me a little bit when I was younger, besides the stalking tendencies or the creepy factor. I just wanted to be popular. I never got popular, and I'm glad I never did, but that's what I wanted when I was younger, especially Jeanette's age. So that makes sense for her. She has creepy tendencies, like I mentioned before, with her stalking Kate Wallace, and her, not really stalking Kate Wallace, but just watching her, keeping her scrunchy, taking over her life, but we're not there yet, but keep that in mind. She also is very insecure, like I mentioned, and she cares about other people's opinion to the point where she ditched her date at the carnival over what other people were saying. So basically, she cares about what other people say to the point where she ditched her date, and she rightfully so got lectured for it. I just wish it wasn't Mr. Harris who lectured her. Oh boy. The nerve of that guy, right? Then next, I have she cares for her friends, she cares for Vincent at least, because she took the fall for him at the mall and ended up being called jailbird and all that stuff, and her adrenaline rush, little junkie. And last but not least, she is a liar. And this is set in stone when she is, lying to Mr. Harris about why she's in his house, and about showing him another room in the house. Okay, so also last but not least, she is a liar, which is established when she's lying to Mr. Harris about why she's in his house in the first place. I know I look greasy, guys. I'm fixing my lighting. My lighting situation's not working out. I'm just gonna turn that off. Alright, back on track. She is a liar. So she is a proficient liar. And it started here with Mr. Harris, when she lies to him and she gets an adrenaline rush out of it. And let me tell you right here, I never thought about that scene, never thought much about it, but that's the one that's set in stone where she developed her craft. She eventually is going to develop her craft and to be an efficient liar, because she lied to us the entire show We think she's innocent. She is not innocent. And she really had people fooled. She really is a proficient liar. So next we're going to go on to 1994. 1994 was interesting because this was her popular year. And when Jeanette was popular, I couldn't find really much information or personality traits about her. And it took me a little bit, but I figured out why. It's because at that point in 1994, Jeanette Turner is so much like Kate Wallace that she's not even her own character anymore. So because of that, it's hard to really define her personality traits. She just is a kind of like blank. Like anybody could have filled that role. So I thought that was very interesting. But the notes I did have is that she's popular and she's much more matured and more sure of herself. She is much more mature, and it's displayed when at the mall when Mallory confronts her and says that she's just like Kate Wallace. And then Jeanette's just like, I don't know, you're acting like this. You know where I am or whatever. But that also could have been a power play or just another way she wanted to be more like Kate Wallace. That was a Kate Wallace response, kind of. It seems like something Kate would say. So I thought that was very interesting that she didn't really have too much personality during those years. Honestly, I'm just coming a blank. Nothing. So next we're going to go to 1995, where she is now an outcast, and everyone hates her. So she's an outcast, she's angry, and she's rude. And that is displayed in the first episode when she's going off on her dad's girlfriend. And the girlfriend, she rightfully so put her in her place so politely. Oh, I couldn't do it. I'd just go off. Freaking Jeanette's rude ass. So next, I'm going to get into her relationships with other characters, starting with Mallory. Her and Mallory have an uneven dynamic. Mallory is the one in control in their friendship, and Jeanette is getting sick of it until she explodes and ends their friendship. And I think that was rightfully so, because there was going to be no fixing their relationship at all. There was no fixing what was going on. What ended up essentially happening is Jeanette just got fed up. No one was listening to her. The only person she had in that situation who will listen was her mom. And her mom was just saying, friends grow apart. So that's the only advice she really got on the subject. And the only thing that she really could listen to, because Vincent didn't really help her deal with these feelings. No one helped her deal with these feelings. Her mom was the only influence she had in the situation. So I think that's what ended to their relationship breaking, was the fact that no one else was hearing her out on it. And she had no one else to turn to. And she just took the first advice that she got, because that's the only advice. So the relationship ends up turning resentful. Well, on Mallory's end, Mallory's resentful of Jeanette for breaking their friendship, for breaking that control. I also suspect that she had a crush on Jeanette. I suspected that she had a crush on Jeanette, but now that I'm thinking about it, she might have just had a crush on Kate this entire time. Like, at first I thought she was replacing Jeanette with Kate, but maybe Kate was, she had a low-key crush on her, and that's why she was so resentful of Kate. But I don't know. You guys let me know what you think about that below. Also, one more thing on Mallory. Mallory is the only one to notice the creepiness of, Jeanette's creepiness towards Kate. She's the only one who calls it out. She's the only one who notices it. So that's very interesting in that she hates Kate so much. She is going to notice every detail about Kate, especially when it comes to her friends, Jeanette. I don't know if that made sense, actually. My mind is scattered. But I just thought that was an interesting note. I really think that Mallory had a crush on Jeanette at some point in her life. And that's why it turned into resentment so fast. But at the same time, friendships can do that. When they grow apart, it can turn into resentment. I would like to hear your guys' thoughts on that for sure. So next, we're going to go on to Vincent and Jeanette's relationship. They have an easygoing relationship and a very strong bond that maintains even when Jeanette is an outcast. In 1994 and 1995, they're still friends. So I like Vincent. He's a constant present. I wish that Jeanette let him in more in 1995. I feel like he could have been a little bit of a better friend, especially since both his friends were having issues with one another, and he probably should have put his foot down more. Well, he does, actually, no, I'm gonna scratch that. Vincent does put his foot down. Don't get that wrong. He put his foot down, especially, like, when you're talking about his friends. He put his foot down to Jeanette, saying, hey, I don't want to talk crap about Mallory. And he's put his foot down to Mallory. It's like, one mention of Jeanette and you leave, and stuff like that. Or, Jeanette's my friend, too. That he told Mallory when Mallory he was hanging out with Kate for the first time in public in the movie store. I liked Vincent. I liked his character. I think he was very passive, though, and I would love to see him, like, actually trying to help Jeanette and Mallory work out their issues, but that's not his job. That's their job. But if you want your friendship to stay strong, there has to be an effort from everyone around. And I feel like he could have done a little bit more. Maybe talk to them about their issues and just listen to Jeanette instead of saying, I don't want to talk crap. Because I wasn't really talking crap about her. I understand the way she was talking about her could have been unsettling to Vincent. Vincent could have been like, okay, stop the shit talking. What's the real issue here? Like, say something, or be like, okay, you need to say something to her then. Simple as that. Conversation could drop after that. But I liked Vincent. He's a very stable character. He is a very likable character. And yeah. Next is Kate, Wallace, and Jeanette Turner's relationship. So Kate Wallace was an interesting one because for Jeanette, it was envy turned to hatred. She was envious of Kate. Not Kate, but Kate's life, exactly. Kate's a beautiful girl. She's popular, got a hot boyfriend. Everyone loves her. Jeanette wanted that life. She just wanted to be just like her. I don't necessarily think she wanted to be her. She just wanted to have what she had. So, their relationship was just interesting because it turned from envy to hatred to not reconcile because they weren't friends to begin with, but they come to an understanding at the end of it, and then the envy, you can just tell it takes so much part in Jeanette Turner's life, especially in 1993. I noticed a lot of this horrible things that she's done was mostly in 1993 when she was 15 years old. So her envy is the reason she let Kate stay in that basement when she discovered her at the end of the show. And it's just another way to show how cruel Jeanette can be. Like, Jeanette is so fucking cruel for leaving her down there and smiling. Or, it's just like, you know why she stopped breaking into the house. That had to have been the last time she broke into the house. Until we see it happen again in 1995. Because the thing is, how they show it is that she breaks into the house primarily when she's 15. You don't really see it when she's older, besides when she does it to meet up with Kate, and she does it to try to, when she's going through her thinking and stuff in 1995, but you don't see it at all in 1994. So I thought that was a very interesting thing, that she just stopped. What made her stop when she was getting such an adrenaline rush from it? And it was because she found Kate Wallace, and, she didn't want to get caught. So I think that's going to come up in season 2. So the next person I want to talk about their relationship with is the mom. The mom is very interesting, especially rewatching episode 1. You can really see how much she's projecting onto her daughter. Oh, that's a cheap-looking necklace. Rude. Unnecessarily. And then she was lying to her, saying that she was popular, and that, I think I forgot her name, but Kate Wallace's mom wanted to be like her growing up, and it turns out later on, we find out that the mom was actually more of a loser of the town growing up. She was not this popular person. So the mom is projecting and trying to live her life through Jeanette, and as soon as Jeanette's life goes into shambles, the mom books it out and leaves. So I thought that was a very interesting note about their relationship. There's more relationships with Jeanette and other characters, but I mostly focus on those 4. With the dad, you can just say that he's supportive. He's been supportive from the very beginning, even when he goes off on Jeanette about how hard it is on him. He's still supportive. He's still on his daughter's side. That is his daughter. He's gonna be there for her. So I really did like that out of his character. And then with the brother, I forgot his name. I'm so sorry. I think his name was his name is Derek. So with Derek, he is I love Derek so much. He's such a supportive brother. He even risked his own relationship to get Jeanette something for her case. So he really breached somebody else's trust with him just for his sister, which shows a lot for his character. And then we have the other two girls who are her friends in 1994, but they're just fake. That's all I can say, is that they're just weird and fake to me. And so I have problems with those two characters, but that's another video for itself. So let's just move on to her growth and development throughout the series. So to start off with, she starts off nerdy, or more actually awkward, not really nerdy. She's not really unpopular, but she's not popular. She's just a normal student there. So she just starts off as an awkward girl who's envious of the popular girl, Kate Wallace. And this is emphasized when she's watching her at the mall in the first episode, holding onto her scrunchie, like I said earlier. And I'm pretty sure there was other stuff she did that was pretty creepy involving Kate Wallace, but I can't really... Oh my goodness. No, I'm thinking about the wrong scene. But I'm pretty sure there's other situations where she's creepy about Kate Wallace. I'm just not thinking of it right now. But next, she grows more into herself as a person. She matures more, she becomes more self-assured, she changes her appearance, she straightens her hair, she gets rid of the braces, gets contacts in, she removes the necklace that Mallory and Vincent gave her, symbolizing that she is removing her old life and embracing her new one. In 1994, this is when that happens. Also, I wrote down that she reminds me of Hannah Marin from Pretty Little Liars. Just the whole unpopular girl, insecure girl, turned popular it girl trope. Mainly because, Alison DeLaurentis in Pretty Little Liars went missing, and Hannah Marin ended up kind of taking her place by being the new it girl at school. And so that's basically what, Jeanette did. She ends up taking the missing girl's place, or whatever. So I didn't even know that was a trope, but apparently it is a trope, because I can name another show that did the exact same thing. Not the exact same thing, just differently. I thought that was interesting. Another thing with her growth, she gets popular, she gets a new boyfriend, she's moving up in life. She's doing great. But she also goes from a moral saint to an adrenaline junkie. In 1993, she kept breaking and entering. I don't know why specifically it was those years. I guess she would have kept going if she never saw Kate Wallace, but I'm pretty sure her knowing Kate in the basement was the reason why she stopped going to the house in the first place. Going back on the moral saint to adrenaline junkie, she also lied to Martin Harris, and then she's also, like I said, she's a proficient liar. She learned how to develop that skill over the years, so by the time it's 1995, she's lying so well we don't even notice it as an audience. And then next I have 1993 equals her first act of cruelty. Basically, 1993 is all of her acts of cruelty, besides 1995 when she's suing Kate Wallace for $11 million. I'm pretty sure that's just all Kate has. So, 1993, she ditched a date. She left Kate in the basement. She kept breaking and entering. I want to go back on the Mallory thing. She didn't even try to fix things with Mallory. She just wanted to end the friendship, which I get it, but at the same time, I would have liked to see a little effort on her part. But at the same time, never mind. She did put effort in. She kept saying, I don't want to do this, and that's on Mallory for not listening. Oh my god, I hate Mallory so much, but that's a different video. I might do a character analysis on her. So, basically, I don't know, I feel like this character is very interesting. That she lies so well that we as an audience are supposed to be fooled. That's the intent. We're supposed to be fooled. But if you weren't, you're cool. I don't know how you figured it out. let me know how. I don't really have any more thoughts on it. I love the show. I have a review that I should be uploading soon on it. I actually might re-record that. But I really enjoyed the show. Jeanette Turner is very interesting. I think she becomes like a one-dimensional character in 1994. So her character arc keeps changing her what is it called? So yeah, that's my little analysis on Jeanette Turner. I hope you guys enjoyed. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. If you want more reviews, let me know. Comment down below things I should watch. I have a lot of free time, so I can watch it, review it, and do character analysis if you want a specific one. If you want a Pretty Little Liars one, it's gonna take a lot of work, but I'll go for one. I'm down. I watched that show so many times, I can do it again. I really want to do a Hannah Marin one. But yeah, that's it for this video, so bye!